Where are you cutting me off? Are you getting shoulder? I don't like this chair. Well, I don't like the chair. We serve about 72. I don't like that. Take 3. Take 4. Ow now, brown cow. Ow now, brown cow. Take 5. Take 6. Strike. Take 7. Take 8. Take 9. Are you getting frustrated? Can you splice some of this together? We do this through a number of different parties. Silent oxygen.
You want to be able to, maybe people say they want to give something back. Volunteering at home is one thing, but coming over here halfway around the world into a different country, a different society, a different culture, you have to be 110% committed to come over here.
Thanks.
It's got like a... Hey, that's a heck of a place to meet there.
Yeah, because it's crazy down there.
Hey, Eliza, you know where the straps are?
I'll take this one then, because I'm not fresh.
Yeah, this afternoon we knock everything out.
It's cleaner.
Every time we do our surf safaris, we come in about 3 or 4 in the morning and we come winding down this little teeny narrow road and we end up at the orphanage. And that little road, Binny Road, is kind of like signals that the surf safari is on. After all the fundraising and all the planning and preparation and packing, when we finally hit Binny Road, we realize that the surf safari is about to take place. The girls that we serve have the most horrific stories that you've ever heard. Girls found in trash cans, girls found in brothels, girls found on street corners. And these are girls 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And when we come down Binny Road to see them and we pull into the orphanage, even if it's 4 in the morning, they just go bananas when they see us because they know they're about to have the time of their life. They help us pack the bus. We load up the school bus with all the surf equipment. We jam it packed full of equipment and people. We probably double the capacity of the bus, and we just have a great time from start to finish. So it was an incredible undertaking to manage 40 girls, try to get all of them surfing every day and make sure that they were safe in the water while swimming. So it was, you know, feeding and housing 40 is a lot, but somehow we always manage.
You know, this is a 2-week trip. but it's really a year-long trip because, you know, as soon as we get back, we have our summer camps, but immediately following, you know, the ending of the summer camps at Riceville Beach, we're right back on the India kick. It takes a lot of planning. We do have some great resources that are here. Les helps out tremendously at Coffee Temple with the food and, you know, arranging the hotels, but fundraising is a big part of it. Unfortunately, it costs money to do this, and we all have to kick butt at fundraising or it doesn't happen. But there's a lot more to it than just fundraising. There's you know, getting work schedules, getting you know, the flight schedules, making sure everybody has those times available. And then there's the emotional side. You have to get ready for India. You can't just show up and start working with these girls. You have to prepare yourself. You have to hide a lot of stuff when you're here because anybody could come and cry all day. The stories are that horrific, you know? You could just have pity for these girls all day long, but that would accomplish nothing. So we put on our brave faces and we give them the best 2 weeks of their lives.
We had a very special crew, and what was so special about it is we had 3 sort of young adults or early teens join the trip. And what we're finding is that when we bring not just our adult surf instructors, but our kids that are part of our surf program back home, it even says that much more to the orphan girls that we care enough not only to come ourselves, but to bring our families. The 3 young kids that went this year, Gabby, my daughter, and this was her 3rd trip, and she's an incredible surfer in her own right, and she participates in our charity surf camps. She's become a mainstay of the program here in India. She loves to surf with the girls. She has a few favorite girls that when it's their turn to surf, Gabby grabs her board and surfs alongside of them. She loves to cheer them on. She loves to play games with the girls outside of the surfing and definitely loves to swim with the girls.
This is my 3rd year going to India. My favorite thing about all the trips is seeing the girls evolve into different people because like at the beginning of the first week, you see them all nervous, and then by the end of the week, they become more confident and they think that they can do anything.
Another young kid that came along was Eliza Cohen. She's the daughter of Scott, who's been an instructor with us for a few years now. And she as well has gotten so involved in these girls' lives and so much a part of helping build their self-esteem.
It's ridiculous on how much their confidence level goes up in a matter of hours. Just meeting us, they're shy, won't look us in the eye. They think they're less than us and they think they aren't worth as much as we are. And 2 days in, they're hugging on us, and it's awesome because, I mean, there's not one word to describe the confidence level that the girls obtain. It goes from nothing to just 100 within minutes. It's amazing.
And then this year we got a chance to bring a new young kid on board. He's a friend of our family and he's been a friend of Indo Jax for years now. Miles Kredich came as our videographer, and he's an incredibly talented young man when it comes to music and swimming and videography. And we felt it would be very special for our program to have Miles come along.
I was doing some kind of little films for Jack, and they progressively got a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then one day I was out there, he just said, "Why do you want to come to India and make a film?" And I said, "Sure," and now I'm here.
Because Eliza and Gabby and Miles are close to their age, they can make friendship connections that we as adults cannot make. It was another incredible experience that took place on it. Was a village fire that really took over a small block of businesses and houses, and it was very damaging and very tragic for the folks there, and a lot of the folks we've come to know over the years. So it was a sad time for us as instructors and some of the girls that have gotten to know some of these people, to see their livelihoods just destroyed in a matter of minutes.
I don't see any way right now that we're going to be able to turn the calamity, the horror, the heartbreak of fire into a positive. A lot of people's lives are destroyed, all their goods are gone.
Yeah, this is my second year doing this.
And this is my third year doing this. I came upon it by accident. I was volunteering through Homes of Hope in Joseph Nagar, and probably my third day in, they said, "Hey, do you want to go surfing with the kids in a month?" And I said, "Well, why not?" I had no idea what it was.
How could you say no?
Yeah, how could you say no? I got thrown on a bus 24 hours later. We end up in Pelorti, sleep deprived, got bed bugs from Pelorti, itchy, crazy, got here, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. The good news is, as soon as we got here, I didn't know that some of the girls had never been to see the ocean, and we got off the bus on the helipad in Varkala, and they ran off and ran towards the cliffs, which was a little terrifying. Ran towards the cliffs, and they lit up. I had not seen them smile that big, or I don't know, there's something shining through them that they were experiencing, and to see that happen for the first time, and to hear how negative some of their stories were and their backgrounds, and then to see how happy they can be and how it can all be washed away by a simple experience of seeing the ocean was amazing.
You don't see that in their faces as much when you're in the city. They don't get to see this. I mean, Cochin is right next to the ocean, but it's next to an industry and trash. But when they come here, they have not only a beautiful place to be in, but beautiful people surrounding them, loving them, showing them attention, getting them to do something that they've never even dreamed of.
not confident, how they wouldn't look at us, how they were just incredibly distrustful of men. And you always hear about that in India, and you just don't know if it's ever going to break through. So when I was here and we started working with the girls, within a couple of hours, really, I mean, they just broke. We were able to break that.
The one thing I've noticed about volunteering is that most of the people who do volunteer in any aspect is that they have an altruistic soul and they want to be part of something bigger than themselves.
You know, I see this is really a brotherhood. It's a family, and we have a very close-knit family, even though miles separate us, being from Virginia Beach, right, and you guys in Wrightsville. Yeah. It doesn't matter because we're all cut out of that same cloth.
So I got into the Indo Jax trip when I met Scott Cohen, and when he came home from the trip, I saw him and he just looked like a changed man. And I love to travel and I love to work with kids. I didn't know much about surfing, and he said that was the last thing about the trip to think about. So, you know, I was invited, I was accepted, and when I came here the first year, it was one of the most intense experiences of my life, because not knowing what to expect and seeing how affected these girls were by their circumstances. I had never witnessed kids having such hardships, but at the same time, such beauty and innocence with these kids. To see these kids come from such dark places and not look you in the eye the first day, the first hour, and then I would just smile at these kids and give them a hug and say, "Hi, nice to meet you." And they would just smile back at me, and like that's where it started. Like I would just smile at them and they'd smile at me. And then you take their hand and help them into the water if they've never seen the ocean.
Number one, it gives them a direct idea of what Americans are like, more than just maybe what they see on TV. It allows them to experience something outside of their normal lives. I think especially with these girls that have some very sad, difficult lives, that when you take them out of that and you give them a chance to enjoy what we in America see as a normal vacation, it's a special treat for them to have that, and it just brings them a sense of joy that maybe they don't get when they are spending the same kind of everyday, doing the same things every day in the orphanage.
And to come back the next year and not only see some of the kids I saw the year before better, but also to see some of these new kids that are so quiet, yet they knew about us from their friends, and they had, I don't know, they had faith in our program, and now we just, you know, they're kids being kids, and we're the avenue to get them there. The water is such therapy for them, and the love that is unconditional is my favorite part. Because you have 10 little kids, 20 little kids, 100 little kids hugging on you and loving on you, and they never knew you the day before, and they'll never forget you after the day they meet you, is my favorite part.
It's something that for the next year, no matter what their circumstance may be, whether something terrible happens in school to them, or whether their parents don't contact them for another year, or anything happens, they have this one memory of a time when they were happy.
We're not here to change all of India, but you know, if we can change the way one girl thinks about her life and herself and put more confidence in her, that's exactly what this is all about.